Hello, and welcome back to Your Brain Lied. I'm so glad you're here. Today we're going to talk about something that I think a lot of us experience, especially as we get a little older, and that's drifting away from friends. It's a quiet kind of grief, isn't it? The gradual realization that those bonds that once felt so strong, so integral to your life, they're just not quite the same. It's like watching a favorite sweater slowly unravel. You still love it, but it doesn't quite fit like it used to. Now, before we go any further, I want to say this. Drifting isn't necessarily failing. It's not always a sign that something is fundamentally wrong with you or with your friendships. Life happens. We change. Our priorities shift. Think about it. Between 25 and 40, a whole lot goes down. We're talking career changes, relationships starting and ending, maybe marriage, maybe kids, maybe moving across the country, maybe discovering a whole new passion. All of that takes up space, time, energy, mental bandwidth. It's like everyone is rowing their own boat, and sometimes those boats just naturally drift apart, even if the people rowing still care about each other. The thing is, our brains? They don't always handle these changes gracefully. We have these expectations, these deeply ingrained ideas about what friendship should look like. We compare our current reality to that ideal, and often it falls short. Maybe you used to talk to your best friend every single day. Now it's once a month, if you're lucky. Maybe you used to see each other every weekend. Now you're struggling to coordinate schedules for coffee once every few months. Your brain sees this shift and interprets it as a loss, as a sign that something is wrong, even when it's just different. Let's consider a scenario. Imagine Sarah and Emily. They were inseparable in their early 20s. They met in college, lived together, went on adventures together, and supported each other through everything. Sarah was the adventurous one, always pushing Emily to try new things. Emily was the steady, grounded one, offering Sarah a safe place to land. They balanced each other out perfectly. Then life started happening. Sarah landed her dream job in another state. Emily stayed put, building her career and starting a family. At first, they made a huge effort to stay connected. Long phone calls, weekend visits. But over time, the distance and the different life stages started to take their toll. Sarah was busy building her career, navigating a new city, and meeting new people. Emily was consumed with motherhood, juggling work, and family responsibilities. The long phone calls became shorter texts. The weekend visits became rare occurrences. Now, they still care about each other deeply. They still consider each other best friends, but their relationship has undeniably changed. Sarah might feel guilty for not being more present in Emily's life. Emily might feel resentful that Sarah isn't around as much as she used to be. Their brains, fueled by those old expectations, might be whispering, "This isn't how it's supposed to be. You're failing as friends." The problem is, our brains are often stuck in the past. They remember the way things used to be, and they hold on to that ideal. They don't always adapt easily to the present, to the reality of changing circumstances. It's like trying to fit into those jeans you wore in college. They might still be in your closet, but they're probably not going to fit quite the same way. And it's not just about time and distance. Sometimes we outgrow friendships. It's not that anyone did anything wrong. It's just that we evolve as individuals. Our values change, our interests shift, our perspectives broaden. What we once had in common might no longer be enough to sustain a deep connection. Think about Mark and David. They were close friends in high school, bonded by their love of video games and comic books. They spent countless hours together, sharing their dreams and aspirations. But as they got older, their paths diverged. Mark went to college and developed a passion for social justice. David started working in construction and focused on building a stable life. They still saw each other occasionally, but the conversations felt strained. Mark was eager to discuss political issues and social change. David was more interested in talking about his job and his family. They realized that they no longer shared the same fundamental values or interests. It's not that they disliked each other. It's just that they had grown in different directions. Their friendship, once a vibrant tapestry woven with shared experiences, had become a faded photograph, a reminder of a time that no longer existed. Now, here's the important thing to remember. Acknowledging these changes doesn't mean you have to cut ties completely. Drifting doesn't have to equal ending. It simply means adjusting your expectations and finding new ways to connect. It's like tending to a garden. Some plants thrive in direct sunlight, others prefer shade. Some need constant watering, others can tolerate drought. You can't treat every plant the same way and expect it to flourish. Similarly, you can't expect every friendship to remain exactly the same throughout your life. You have to adapt your approach based on the needs of the relationship. Maybe you can't talk to your best friend every day, but you can send them a quick text every week just to let them know you're thinking of them. Maybe you can't see each other every weekend, but you can plan a special outing once a year. Maybe you no longer share the same interests, but you can still appreciate each other's unique perspectives and support each other's goals. The key is to be intentional. Don't let your friendships wither away from neglect. Make an effort to nurture them, even in small ways. And here's where we get to the hard part. Sometimes, drifting does lead to ending. Sometimes a friendship has simply run its course. It's a difficult truth to accept, but it's also a necessary one. Holding on to a friendship that no longer serves you can be like trying to wear a pair of shoes that are too small. They might have been comfortable once, but now they just pinch and restrict your movement. If you find yourself constantly feeling drained, resentful, or unsupported in a particular friendship, it might be time to reevaluate the relationship. This doesn't mean anyone is a bad person, simply that you're no longer aligned. It's okay to let go of friendships that are no longer healthy or fulfilling. It's okay to create space in your life for new connections that better reflect who you are now. This is especially important if the friendship becomes actively harmful. A truly supportive friendship should not involve constant criticism, manipulation, or negativity. Boundaries are key in any relationship. So how do we navigate this messy, complicated terrain of adult friendships? How do we nourish these bonds and prevent them from withering away? First, and this is huge, communicate. Talk to your friends about how you're feeling. Be honest about your needs and your limitations. Don't assume that they know what you're going through. Remember, they can't read your mind, no matter how close you are. It's like explaining to someone how to use a new piece of technology. You can't just hand them the device and expect them to figure it out on their own. You have to provide clear instructions and guidance. Similarly, you can't expect your friends to understand your changing needs and priorities without communicating them explicitly. Second, be flexible. Accept that friendships evolve over time. Don't cling to rigid expectations or outdated ideals. Be willing to adapt your approach and find new ways to connect. Think of it like learning a new language. You can't expect to become fluent overnight. You have to be patient, persistent, and willing to make mistakes. Similarly, you can't expect your friendships to remain static. You have to be flexible, adaptable, and willing to embrace change. Third, prioritize quality over quantity. It's better to have a few close, meaningful friendships than a large network of superficial acquaintances. Focus on nurturing the relationships that truly matter to you. It's like choosing a restaurant. You can go to a buffet and sample a little bit of everything, but you're unlikely to have a truly satisfying meal. Or you can go to a high-quality restaurant and savor a few carefully prepared dishes. Similarly, you can try to maintain a large number of casual friendships, but you're unlikely to develop deep, meaningful connections. Focus on nurturing the relationships that truly nourish your soul. And finally, be kind to yourself. Don't beat yourself up for drifting away from friends. It's a normal part of life. Focus on building new connections and nurturing the relationships that you have. It's like learning to ride a bike. You're gonna fall down a few times. You're gonna make mistakes, but you can't let those setbacks discourage you. You have to get back on the bike and keep trying. Similarly, you're going to experience moments of disconnection and loss in your friendships. But you can't let those experiences define you. You have to be kind to yourself, learn from your mistakes, and keep striving to build meaningful connections. So, what are the takeaways here? What can you start doing today to navigate the shifting sands of adult friendships? First, I want you to reflect on one friendship that feels like it's drifted recently. What has changed? What expectations are you holding on to? Are those expectations realistic? How can you adjust your expectations and find new ways to connect? Second, I want you to think about how you can intentionally nurture your friendships this week. Can you send a quick text to a friend you haven't talked to in a while? Can you schedule a coffee date with someone you've been meaning to catch up with? Can you simply make a conscious effort to be more present and engaged in your existing friendships? Third, be honest with yourself. Are there any friendships that are no longer serving you? Are there any relationships that are causing you more pain than joy? It's okay to acknowledge that some friendships have run their course. It's okay to create space in your life for new connections. Navigating adult friendships is a lifelong journey. It's a journey filled with joy, connection, loss, and growth. It's a journey that requires us to be honest, flexible, and kind. Remember, you are not alone. We all experience these challenges. The most important thing is to be intentional, to be present, and to be open to the ever-evolving nature of human connection. Thanks for joining me today on Your Brain Lied. I hope this episode has given you some food for thought and a renewed sense of hope and possibility when it comes to your friendships. Subscribe to the channel. See you in the next video.